Everybody, this is going to be a new series of mine that is going to be called Stop Playing the Sicilian. Now, if you're like a really, really high rated player and you can and you want to play the Sicilian, go ahead, go ahead. And this is gonna be like kind of mainly like to not play the Night Orph. Like there are some Sicilians that are like okay to play at like lower ratings, and you don't have to know all that much, but you still have to know a lot, and especially against like there's some setups with white in the Sicilian defense where you have no choice but to play into it. For example, okay, I'm just gonna set up the Sicilian here. What if white plays the close Sicilian? You're gonna have to have a weapon against that. And what's your weapon against that going to be? Or for example, I actually play this sometimes. Sometimes I play G3, and then I try to go for like an attack on the king side here. Like I've had a game where it like turned into an almost like perfect like King's Indian structure from my side, and that dude got slaughtered. Like that dude got obliterated. He was like 1890 rated, and I played G3 on move 2, and he just got slaughtered. So yeah, what if they do that? And then what if they do this dumb crap with this? What if that? And then, for example, if you're a Night Orph player, okay, what? So people might not even play this. This is a common move, but people might not even do that. They might not even go T4. They might go C3, the delayed Alapin. That's kind of annoying. But let's say if they do, let's say by some miracle you get the Night Orph. What if they play Rook G1, the freak attack, and you like I don't know go here and they go G4, like I've I've played a few Sicilian games when I'm just like messing around. I'm like, okay, why not? I'll just try it for a little bit. I played the Night Orph. I got hit with this and I got shit on. So yeah, like the simplest Sicilian in my opinion is some of the D6 stuff. And my first thought is to play like some kind of hyper accelerated dragon type thing. The only thing you would really kind of need to be worried about is some kind of Meroxy bind type of thing where you might get suffocated by a well prepared opponent. But I mean, I'm sure you can deal with that. A good way to avoid something like this is to actually play the knight c6 systems, and then play like an e6 a6 kind of thing with knight f3 to follow, or e6 and knight f3 now, or maybe you take first. That's one of the easier ones. There's also this after knight f3. You go here. This is the O'Kelly variation, and it's just waiting to see what white wants to do for an extra turn, because a6 is a useful move usually in the Sicilian anyways. This just waits to see what white is going to do, and then you can like choose your own kind of setup. And it's kind of a trappy thing. The engine's like fine with it. The engine wants to go for some kind of Meroxy thing right away and just say that this move is stupid. Some kind of thing where you get a locked-ish structure. That's what the engine wants. But yeah, then top engine move is knight c6. I'm pretty sure. I mean, d6 is okay, but like not sure the engine really likes it, because then the top engine move, I believe, is yes, it is to go to into the Night Orph. Because this and some kind of classical stuff, no, it doesn't like that. But yeah. Anyways, another thing, you might not even get to this position. What if they go here? And you're like, I know what to do. I go play 96. I go boop boop, and I go here. Oh, I'm gonna attack knight into the center. Oh shit, my knight's trapped. Like you could just land yourself in some dead lost position. By the way, this position is even lost. It's +2. This position is literally lost. You go literally anywhere. Then you get hit with this. You block. You just get obliterated with even this. The top engine move is to go over here. I didn't even know that. I guess the point of it is to just get out of the way and try some. But yeah, you're just getting obliterated. And I mean, it looks like you can break out, but you are so behind in development. Your king sucks, and so yeah. And let's say you know about knight f6 maybe, and then you get into, and then you okay, I'm actually okay. I actually messed up there. My fault. I actually do play the Alapin. I kind of messed myself up there. So you take, and then they like go here, and you can't take the c3 pawn. Your knight's on the other side of the pawn. It's pinned, so you can't do that. And so you're like, I don't know what to do. And just go here, and then they like go here, boop boop, boop boop, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what do I do? If I go e6, d6 is a massive hole, and if I like try to fianchetto, that's that's way too much time being used. It's already +2. Like, first of all, you're not supposed to take this. You're not supposed to take c3, but if you do, and you like even go e6, you you just like you kind of just lose. So yeah, even if you like go d5 and stuff, they en passant you. There's like some ridiculous. You still can't take this, by the way. That's still bad because you're so behind. And just yeah, just stop playing the Sicilian. There's so many other better things. Do you want me to show you one of those better things? The Caro. As much as I don't like the Caro-Kann because I think that white just gets such an easy to play position in like the two knights, for example, or just the classical, they just get way too easy of a position to play. Like just look at how free this is for white, kind of, and like why you got double pawns, you got an awkward bishop. This pawn structure can be kind of sus later on, especially like in this. Like this is just kind of like a worse version of some of the structures that you get in the French. Like in the French, for example, I just tried to move a pawn twice. Well, in the French, if they play the classical into, by the way, this is still the classical. You can even play this, and you can play like some of the bishop g5 e5 structures where you would have to take with the pawn. But you can also just take. Taking is fine. You can play the Fort Knox variation. Engine doesn't really love the Fort Knox, but you can play it, and you're completely fine. You'll be chilling. You trade bishop for the knight. Maybe you fianchetto it and come back, but that's a good variation. Or you could just be chill and classical and just play the mainline Rubinstein stuff. The best move is for to take, but sometimes going back is even kind of chad, but that's usually a Fort Knox kind of thing where you go back. But yeah, look at how much easier this is to play. You have a flexible C pawn. By the way, they don't even have to go here. Like, they can just like go here first. I'm going to show that because it's much more natural. And like, if they ever defend it with the pawn, they can't really isolate their pawn. If they do, you have like different checks and stuff. But yeah, and yeah, if they do, which is unlikely, you just go queen c7, support the pawn, and try to get this in, like try to get e5 in at some point. By the way, you're never really scared of them like either taking or pushing, because then you have a bunch of captures and stuff, and you'll eventually take the pawn, and you'll eventually usually give up your bishop for one of the knights. This is a very rare instance where you don't want a castle and just go king e7. This is a very rare instance, but it's one of the instances where this is a bishop e3 system. If the bishop comes here, you just chill for a second, wait for white to commit, and if like c4 happens and stuff like that, you develop, you trade, you try to trade like almost everything and try to get the most vibe position you can. If there's no like center tension and the f pawn is very far away from moving, just you can play like this. It's fine. I have never gotten to play a king e7 kind of thing, but yeah, the French is so much better to play at the lower levels than the Sicilian is. At higher levels, they might push some pressure on you with some of the stuff and like the Tarrasch or so. But in the Tarrasch, you can still take and play the same thing. But there's also like the advanced variation. You have to know some stuff in this. You have to decide whether you want to play bishop d7 or queen b6. Bishop d7 is the top engine move. There's a okay. Yeah. It's the it's better like recommended by most engines. I'm actually really not really that aware that 97 was kind of a thing. I suppose it is because you're probably going to go there anyways in some other variations, but I'm usually a queen b6 player, and like with this, yeah, there's a whole bunch of systems where you can like go here, you can go a5, you can, yeah, this is usually what the engine will recommend, but you can even go c4 and try to play this like a lockdown variation where you just grip the crap out of the light squares and make your bishop like kind of useful. It's also it's very yes, h6 has to be included at some point in these structures, otherwise you're going to get marched down by the h pawn. So you will eventually have to figure out how to do it. But you just castle long, and if black ever tries to like break, you just take, you pin their thing to the queen, and then you just drop back, and like there's no attack. Like if white ever tries to get c4 in, for example, you can just take. It's almost always a fork. For example, here, free piece. They're so tied down that they can't really attack you, and you can waddle your way all the way to a1, and you're just fine. It's such a funny variation. And let's say, yeah, let's say they try. Let's say they try to get c4 in. You just don't let that happen, because then you have stuff like this and fork. The knight on b3. They always have to have a knight on b3 because you will take when they play the pawn to b3, and because they have a knight on b3, their position is so tied down that they can't actually do anything. Like for example, what if they go back? Well, then you always take the bishop, and then you just replace the knight. They can't go c4 anymore. You just take it again. It's such a funny variation where white just like can't do anything, but they still have some pressure like on the king side and stuff. And if they focus with the bishops and stuff and where they're stronger, you might have some difficulties. But your king's all the way over here. You're fine. I personally kind of like this, and I'm going to start playing this as my main thing. But yeah, point is, stop playing the Sicilian. Just like play the French, maybe even play the Alekhines defense. This kind of vibe. The only thing you might be a little bit worried about is what do I guess? This is the only thing you might want to be worried about is having to play this. This is somewhat like an exchange-ish French structure, like because you're gonna eventually want the pawn to eventually go here. You want the pawn to end up here to break, and yeah, if you're not an exchange French player, if you don't know how to play the French defense when they take your pawn, or the Caro-Kann defense when they take your pawn, you're gonna struggle a little bit with this, especially if you're not familiar with the ideas and plans of it. Modern's also kind of cool. I wouldn't really recommend the King's Indian because there's so many sus lines with white where they castle alone and obliterate you. But if they castle alone, the modern, it's actually far more dangerous for white. The engine will always probably beat the modern, but yeah, it's you don't really have to worry about that. I mean, even grandmasters play the modern sometimes. But yeah, that's kind of the point. And stop playing the Scandinavian. Like if you play the Scandinavian against me, I will play knight here and slaughter you. Like you can turn this into a Caro-Kann, fine, I'll play the two knights Caro. I you played d5, so it tells me you're not a Caro-Kann player, so I doubt you're gonna do that. If you were gonna do that, you do that here. If you want to play Caro, and if you play the Caro, I will obliterate you in the Tal variation, or by taking your stupid gambit playing these f4 variations against this, and like the modern knight f3 a3 variations against this. Like, I will obliterate you. But yeah, stop playing the Scandi as well. Just stop. Like, I will turn this into a King's Indian structure and slaughter you. Like, I am very good at these attacks, and people who play knight c3 against you in the Scandi will also usually be very good at this. And also, I know Levy Rosman, Gotham Chess, has a course on the Scandinavian. He does not cover this type of play. Now, sure, you're slightly better, but like, you're gonna get obliterated if I play this against you. And so, like a well-prepared opponent who knows what they're doing in this kind of thing, they'll probably obliterate you too. Cause like where are you gonna castle? Are you gonna castle long? I've had a game where they castled long, and I won pretty easily because I just kept my king in the center. I threatened to castle short and long, and they just didn't know where to attack. They fell apart. They sacrificed a knight. It wasn't a good sacrifice, and I just ended up hunting their king all the way down to my side of the board and checkmating them. So that was yeah, that's the point. Stop playing the freaking Scandi. It's just not. And also, what if they take you, and then just play Levy's recommendation with knight at 3? Like, do you know what to do? Do you know how to keep your queen in the center and be vibing? Like, no, probably not. There's so many weapons versus it. Not even the fact that the classical even thinks that the Scandi sucks. Like, it's 0.8. 0.1 on a good day for white. And it's like 0.5 on a good day for black. Also, I love how the top engine moves to go here. I find that kind of funny. It doesn't really matter. Out of the 3 moves, they're all basically equal. Queen d6, I feel like requires some of the most theory, I guess, maybe. I don't play the Scandi, but no. But that's it. Subscribe. Stop playing the Sicilian Scandi. It's just not good. It's not good at lower levels. You're gonna get obliterated by someone well prepared.